In my eyes, I want to stay humble, of course, but it's a very hot movie.
It's about desire and it's also about shame.
Subverting the power versus the powerless.
The script is very courageous about uncontrollable desires that we all human beings have, and not all of us have the courage to express.
That's what's so great about having Halina, who completely understands what she wants to say and how she wants to say it.
Nicole has always been, way before I had the honor to meet her, very important because she was such an inspiration for me as an actress. And then when I heard that she wanted to consider it, I almost fainted.
Okay, sure. I'll think about it.
Okay.
Good.
She's obviously like a force of nature as a performer, as a person, incredibly impressive and professional.
She is completely in the moment. It's like a spiritual experience to see her act.
She believes everything that she does. I mean, it's that simple, you know. She goes and everything that she does is true.
You know the writer? Antonio Banderas, when we decided that we wanted him for the movie, I thought he is never going to do it. I mean, he's a god. But from the first moment we spoke to each other, he immediately committed. He just wanted to support the story.
I felt like I've been married to him for years.
Are you having a seizure or something?
You're so rude. I'm like, I feel like I can say anything and do anything.
There's not a lot of actors of that status who would want to commit to something like that, where obviously Nicole's the lead, but he's supportive in that sense, and we will always be grateful to him. And I personally think he's showing his full range in this movie. He's funny, he's warm, he's super sexy in my mind, and he's aggressive.
I don't give a shit about your pathetic, banal sexual fantasies, because it's not about that.
Harris brought to us an incredible vulnerability and warmth, and at the same time, he's very strong.
You're my baby girl.
As soon as he walked into the rehearsal room, I just went, ah. I just knew there was going to be something I couldn't put it wasn't palpable.
You always have cookies on you?
Why do you want one?
No.
You need someone who's at ease with his masculinity, but at the same time, in a split second, he can change in a very young, vulnerable, insecure being.
Sometimes I scare myself.
He's a great actor, and he's so available and open and wants to be there for you. He's somebody who's going to play with me, but he's also going to be able to control me, and then I'll be able to control.
Her and Harris' dynamic, I think what is very unique about what we were trying to do is that you really see them explore. And that you see them try out certain roles opposite each other, almost like actors. They go in and out of it. Because sexuality isn't like a glamorous, like, you know, it has all these little flaws and little moments that are very funny and relatable, but that also makes it, to me, very sensual.
You've got two people that are exploring something within themselves and with each other, within a dynamic, whether it's sexual or not. Yeah, that's good, yeah.
What I would love, just for the beginning, for the acting, to do another one and then stop at the couch.
Halina's very passionate, very quick, very smart, knows what she wants, willing to explore, like not rigid at all, loves the process.
Shoot! And again! Again! Cut.
But the secret here is that she's a great actress.
I think my background as an actress helps me tremendously with directing actors in the sense that my full priority is always to make them feel safe. Genius thing.
Physically, there was enormous freedom that was very safe.
Let's do this, everybody, lots of energy.
We had quite a lot of time before we were start. That's rare these days, that you just get time. And not time where you're putting scenes on their feet, just time looking at things. You would show me footage of different documentaries and ideas, and it was just an enormous amount of rehearsal that wasn't rehearsal.
I think naturally the way Halina sort of scheduled it, the scenes that we've had together have gradually sort of built up to a level of intimacy and intensity, which meant that we could almost get to know each other through the scenes in a way and not be like thrown into something incredibly complex and crazy.
With Harris, it was just like, okay, we're going to go into this vortex together and we need to feel that this is very sacred and we're going to take care of each other.
I tell you what to do and you do it.
But there's going to be things we don't predict as well.
Not like that, not like that.
Very quickly, we got kind of comfortable with each other, and I think that was necessary for the roles in which we play and the dynamic that we have as characters.
And the acting style that I asked from them looks very easy, almost improvised, like a little bit Cassavetes maybe, but it is very much mathematical, and it's very much how I wrote it. But at the same time, they're fully in the moment with each other.
I just wanted to give over and be completely open because I knew this doesn't come along very often, and I could feel there was something really, really magical on the precipice.
We really tried to create an atmosphere for them to make that possible by taking everybody out of the space.
We'd shoot the whole scene, always,
Yeah.
beginning to end, like beginning to end, which is great.
And only they were in that space with the DP, Jasper Wolf, and everybody else was outside. Even me, we were all outside of the space.
That's really important as a relationship because they're the person that is so close to you in the scene.
The actors really trust him so easily and feel that he sees what they are doing, and he's not just like, oh, but my light is over here and stand on your marks. Not at all, because that is something that I cannot accept on my set. It's all about where they want to go and what they want to do.
As an actor, it's clear that she has had this sort of impressive career as well because it really shows in her directing.
She knows what she wants from you, and she got the capacity to extract things from you.
The first thing I do is to make them feel seen, to collaborate with them. And so I think that makes them feel comfortable and also makes them feel that they can share and bring to the project what they want to bring to the project.
What it does is it means it gets a flow and then everything changes and there's such fluidity to it.
So the intimacy of that and then shooting insanely long takes will make it feel very real and in the moment for them. So we prepare like soldiers. We know everything. We choreograph it as a dance. Everybody knows everything, what is going to happen, so that they can completely let go in the moment. We worked with Stephen Carter, who's an amazing production designer. We would always talk about Romy and control versus chaos. So in her office, everything needs to be very structured, very organized. It's still elegant and beautiful and sensual, but it is also incredibly clear as to where the boundaries are.
So this is Romy's office, which is also the home base of A24. All very modern, all very angular for the most part, crisp and clean lines. We've got art with the eye that this is stuff that Romy will like. It's a woman-run company. We wanted to have a little bit of a softness to the art, but also geometric quality because of the robotic nature of the work that they do.
It's very important to me when I create anything that it's not just about realism, but that we can also create abstract spaces. The cheap hotel room, for instance, this space I always talk about as an Amsterdam brothel meets a womb. I wanted everything to be red and look a little dirty and cheap, but also safe and very sensual.
Hi.
And then the second hotel room is the luxurious hotel room. Everything is way more luxurious and elaborate, and it's a huge room, and they have so much space, and they can really explore their relationship. And both of these scenes are kind of like a marriage, if you will. They go through all the different phases of a relationship. It's also something that is a little bit theatrical, and we have elements of that continuously throughout the movie. When we were creating this dressing room, I said it needs to be a copy of what my dressing room looks like, which is, as you can see, a total mess, total disaster. And I'm very, very impressed by our art team who was able to do this in such a, real way. I feel at home, totally at home. The score is, of course, sort of the backbone of the movie. We created the score with a composer called Cristobal. You might know him from The White Lotus. He's a genius. It was very important to me in Cristobal that the music would always stay primal, fun, and sexual, if you will. And so he used a lot of the breath of the real actors. He also uses wolf growls, and I think it's amazing. And he and I talked a lot about how even in the very dark scenes, when Samuel and Romy are blackmailing each other and fighting, and they're really threatening each other, and there are huge things at stake, her family, her marriage, her job. But even then, we wanted the music to always signal to the audience a playfulness,
Halina was really adamant that the humour had to be a part of it. There's so many depictions of love and relationships on screen that are unrealistic, and we thought it was really important to try and bring out that nuance.
The behaviour of people in extreme circumstances, it's either terrifying or incredibly humorous.
Halina, there's an absurdism to her storytelling. She's doing way more and pushing the boundary. That's just a part of her voice as a filmmaker.
I love that my movie is in conversation with the sexual thrillers of the 90s. They gave me so much because I always felt very alone in my dark sexual fantasies. And these thrillers, these 9.5 Weeks and Fatal Attraction and Indecent Proposal, they opened up something in me where I was, oh, I'm not crazy, I'm not alone. That's why we go to the cinema. Of course, I want to talk about important subjects and I want to liberate women and I have all these huge goals. But in the end, I just want to entertain people and make a fun movie that everybody just is juicy and that you just want to see again. For this film, I really wanted something dark and sexy. All the erotic thrillers that I used as inspiration are very male gaze.
This is written and directed by a woman, and so it's just all through her lens.
It's a different energy, it's a different vibe. She understands the female characters, and this is a really female-driven story.
For a woman, you don't see a woman going on this journey in the hands of a woman directing you who completely understands what she wants to say and how she wants to say it.
The costumes have been designed by Kurt and Bart. Both of them are able to create a sense of reality, but also a little bit of a heightened form of reality. And they were amazing to collaborate with.
Romy starts off in this hyperly feminine but monochromatic kind of controlled look as that high-powered executive. Her looks are very calculated. She wears this beautiful power suit.
Those inspirations can come from these flower pictures by Nick Knight are so beautiful, and they're so kind of washed out, which is kind of what we wanted Romy to be.
We didn't want to create the cliche of the harnessed businesswoman. We really wanted to keep her very relatable. So we were always looking for softer, more feminine textures.
A lot of the clothes are like super soft cashmeres, silk chiffons, this powerful look, but like with a seductive, feminine feel.
I think the seduction also comes from, she wore a lot of these kind of sheer chiffon blouses. Her underthings are really beautiful. There's lace. You can see hints of that through her blouse.
And as the story progresses, we'd love to show kind of like the conflict a little bit, to bring in more pattern.
All of what she's doing is to present herself to the outside world instead of being sort of honest with who she really is. She thinks she has to be the perfect everything, perfect mother, the perfect wife, the perfect leader. She has to look a certain way, almost like a Mary Poppins.
Why do you keep wearing that apron? It's so weird. No.
You don't like it?
Halina loved this apron when she saw it, just because it's the mother and the homekeeper. And also then things like this at home, this just super vulnerable and like a big contrast to how she appears in the office.
I feel like Antonio is kind of the anchor of the family.
We really wanted to, in contrast to Romy, have him be the warm, creative, and kind of rumpled, and have his textures be nubby and a little bit chunky, and his shirts aren't pressed.
It's the same world as Romy, but just a softer version of it.
My wife is living in two worlds at the same time. One is secure, and at the same time, she's living in a world that is vertigo, is dangerous.
She starts off with so much control, and then through the course of the movie, we get to see how that changes.
There's this animal that is asleep. This animal is waking up.
You see her unravel, and you see the way in which she wants to sabotage that.
Samuel, he's a budding engineer at this company, and he's not afraid to sort of ask the questions and say the things that no one wants to say.
You think I don't like power?
No, I think you like to be told what to do. And I think that shocks Romy a little bit.
We wanted him to be the complete opposite of Romy. Who is this guy? Who is an intern? What do interns dress like? It's funny, just even Googling intern on the subway, we end up with this guy, which is kind of great, which is where Samuel's backpack came from, his army coat. We had kind of decided early on that we didn't want to do a modern skinny suit on him.
And I said to Kurt and Bart, I think his suit needs to be really bad. He's not a tailored guy.
He probably didn't have a suit the day before he went into the office. Who knows where he found that suit? It being oversized also kind of plays up the boy in a man's suit.
Also a vulnerability. A boy that is incredibly intelligent and trying to find his way into the world.
The vulnerability is always hard, but the suit was helpful. It helps you understand a little bit more about the person you're playing.
It makes it much more interesting, too, when you finally get a peek of him outside of that core look of his intern monkey suit. First time that you see him, jeans and hoodies, you're like, that's the guy.
For sure, like wearing clothes that are like closer to what you would wear, that's just what I want to wear. That's just nicer, like easier clothes.
This is how he went to meet her at the cheap hotel, like, kind of didn't give a shit about it, which is kind of amazing because she shows up so overdressed. Again, it's a great kind of contrast between the two.
You show up here, you don't know me, I'm a stranger, dressed like this. You expect me to just look at you and not do anything? I'm not something you can just pick up and play with.
Shut the fuck up.
I think from the moment he sees her, he realizes that there's someone that is at the height of their power, the height of their success, yet perhaps there's something unfulfilled going on.
I don't think she can figure him out, what his intentions are, why he's doing this, why he's making her feel this way. And I don't know that Samuel even knows either, which is kind of what's great about the story.
This is Isabel. I just have to... Hey, hey.
I want to see you tonight.
I want to go back to that rave now. I loved it. It was so freeing.
It was mad to see Nicole Kidman at a rave.
For Nicole, it was very special because of her fame. She's not able to experience this anymore in real life. So we sort of created an atmosphere that it would feel as real as possible. And Nicole enjoyed that night because she was able to dance for hours and hours.
It was exhilarating.
We really wanted to do a huge scene without dialogue that was just visual, where you could really experience chaos and liberation, everything that Romy is against.
When I think of rave stuff, I always go back to the early 90s. Halina referenced all this kind of Dutch raver scene stuff, Euro raver stuff, that was actually really grungy, and those kids still to this day, you know, they're obsessed with the 90s. By the time she gets to the rave, she's really kind of introduced some color into it, almost to the point of where it's almost like, what is she doing?
It's like, who is this businesswoman coming onto the dance floor in her, like,
Lost in the
Jason
club.
Wu pussy bow blouse?
You know, it not only awakens her mind to things she maybe hadn't thought about or embraced, but I think even the way she presents herself.
It is something that inside her has been suppressed all along. That is also what the rave stands for. It's going back to the beast-like side of herself. What is very important to me about the rave is that it's kind of connected to Romy's childhood. We see some very tiny moments in the film about where she comes from. During the therapy that she has, you see these tiny flashbacks and you see all these children dancing. And so the rave is kind of for her, even though it looks like it is Samuel's world and not her world, it is Romy coming back to something that she suppressed for very long.
I think ultimately, amongst many things, the film's about liberation. The way we access certain sides of ourselves, you know, the whole film is about performance as well, you know, and how we perform and how we search for something in our desires or in our personal life.
She becomes more herself. She's like peeled off like an onion. And that also needed to be expressed in what she is wearing.
Clothing's really powerful, and I think that's always the funnest thing for us, especially a character that actually goes somewhere.
Initially, we were trying to, like, kind of figure out, like, we were calling it the new Romy. Like, how does Romy appear at the end? And then through tons of conversations with Halina and Nicole, it became more interesting to use actually the same costume and kind of bookend it. So, like, we get to see her in the beginning, and it's a super controlled presentation, and at the end, it's literally the same outfit, but it's just worn a little bit differently.
Why don't you fuck off, Sebastian?
Hey, careful, Romy.
I'm not afraid of you.
hopefully what you see at the end is, yes, it's the same clothes, but you're not even focusing on that. It's actually the look in her eye.
We go. Great.
Okay. All right. I just have to ask you, what do you think of someone getting your cell phone number and your address without your permission? I mean, what does that say about that person?
Let's focus on you right now. Are you ready to begin?
This isn't going fast enough for me.
What do you mean by that?
I need this to work faster. I need something to change now. I need.
Why'd you say that?
Because I have all these thoughts in my head, and it's not working fast enough. It just isn't. Because I just need to be normal. I need help. I really do. I mean,
What does normal mean to you?
I feel out of control, and I can't stop. And I need to be active. I need to be proactive about getting myself.
But this is a process, and so it takes time.
Okay, but I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have fucking time. That is the one thing I don't have is time. So. Thank you.
You never spend the night here.
No, Mom, that's what I'm saying. I just need one night to myself, alone. It's important for healing.
Oh, that's what you need for healing, sweetie.
Yeah. So, if he calls you, you have to tell him that I'm with you and you cover for me. You understand?
As long as you stay close to your heart, you know? Don't let thought rule your mind.
What the fuck you said? Jesus.
What?
Sorry, I didn't.
Did I say something wrong?
No. I'm just.
She wants me like younger, you know, dewy, that look, younger, dewy.
Robert?
Natural. This makes her look
Yeah.
Where's this?
I don't know, maybe taking her mental walk.
I think, yeah, I totally do. I think I need to go.
Her mental walk, you know what, I'm gonna go find her, okay?
It's me.
Oh, you know what?
We're gonna tone down the makeup.
Okay.
We're gonna tone it down. Oh, next week, Justin Cohen will be doing the final Q&A before you speak to the press.
Oh, wonderful.
Great. Okay.
Can I have a tissue?
That's better. Yeah. It's a lot better.
Wanted to see me?
Yes. Could you close the door, please? Sit down. Yeah, sit down. So I've thought about everything, and I've decided I can make an exception.
Okay.
As long as we can forget the first session.
I won't forget it.
What did you say?
Doesn't matter.
I can start fresh. I can start according to the guidelines of the program, so I can give you a second meeting. I can give you a weekly meeting. I can be your mentor.
Okay. Yeah, if that's what you want. Is that it? Should I go? Is that?
Can you just sit down? Look, Nothing stands in the way of your future with this company.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What? Oh, it is me. Should I answer it?
No, we're in the middle of talking. Don't answer the phone.
I apologize.
Samuel, do you understand?
Yeah,
It doesn't seem like
I
it.
do.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir. Okay. I'm busy, so I'm gonna.
You're kidding. You're busy?
I thought we were done. Are we finished here? Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Hi, maybe.
We're fine. I don't want you to worry about anything, okay? It's just like we used to.
All right, listen up. Just a team on this one, so interns, please leave. Slow legs for young people. Come on, let's go. Thank you.
Why are you still here? I'm not.
So today we just need to run over a few things.
What image captures that feeling? Her hands and her fingers.
So if we put all of those parts together, the hand and the words, I'm disgusting, it's all my fault, and these feelings in your body, okay? And remember, follow your brain, don't guide your brain. And I am here the whole time if you need me, okay?
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to turn this on, and you're going to put on your headphones, and your wristbands are working, and you just follow the light.
I'm sorry. This is yours.
Where'd you find it?
In the elevator. Yeah, it was in the elevator. All right.
Sorry about that.
Has everyone had an opportunity to look over the materials?